You know how I
So,
feel, Bill.
yeah, for sure. It's what, Thursday, June 8th, and I'm joined by my man, Matt Ellis, and we have the pleasure of speaking to Rising Star and 2022 Rookie of the Year, Austin Tevis. What's up, my man? How are you, my friend?
Good, man. Trying to figure this match out. Trying to figure out strongest
Yeah,
badge.
what
I'm
a day,
excited
huh?
for it.
What a day, what a day. So, you had a match. We've had a match for quite a while. One of the first ones, I think.
Yeah, like maybe the first one.
Big opportunity for you.
Yeah.
Um, so that falls through. Opportunity, I guess, other opportunity. And you're kind of stranded. So at this point, what do? You're number two. You got Luke Kent, number one, all the way in California. And
Yeah.
then what else?
I mean, Dusty's 3, Sam Harris is 4 now, right? Since his
Yeah,
appearance at
since he's
RH
back.
U.S. I mean, that'd be a good match. I mean, other than that, I don't. Other than that, it's who wants to step up. I mean, there's not many other guys other than like Joff and guys that aren't in the rankings that I would even, worry about, quote unquote. Obviously, anybody can show up one day and show up stronger than you've seen them, but
But nobody
Are
to
you,
worry about.
I
are
mean,
you are
there's
you
obviously people to worry about. Like I said, people can show up, people can level up, people can get stronger.
are you focused right now on right hand only, or would you consider a left-handed match?
I would consider a left-hand match as long as I did something weird in my shoulder at work. I do granite countertops, carrying a fucking piece that's way too big for two guys up 10 steps, going backwards,
Yeah.
and pulled it kind of backwards. So it's kind of in the wraps right now, trying to make sure it's healthy in my rotator cuff before I do anything crazy. But I mean, we're 6 weeks out; it's going to be healthy by then. So I obviously would take a left-hand match too. I mean, Bill knows me. Bill knows I'll pull anybody any day at 172, 176 pounds. So
Yeah.
Definitely a gamer.
my right's definitely my moneymaker right now. I'm definitely right hand dominant for sure. But I mean, both my hands are. I feel like they're both pretty good. I'm a little more coordinated right-handed than I am left, but
You seem pretty consistent with both, though. Like your
yeah,
mechanics and everything looks almost identical. So I
yeah,
think it's which is impressive because I know you haven't been in the sport as long as a lot of people that are ranked around you right now. So
right.
I think it's very intriguing to me because you're so young in the sport, but yet you kind of catapulted in the rankings, right? And you're kind of stirring things up a bit,
Yeah.
and you might not have the history of some of these other guys, but I think you're going to surprise a lot of people once you get to the big stage, like you can,
And I totally agree, Matt. I mean, I was so stoked about that Dusty match because stylistically, I think I was big trouble for him
yeah,
just with my hand and my side pressure. Even if he was able to slightly set a hook, I don't think he would have got his deep shoulder behind hook because I'm explosive too. I mean, on a ready go, I go. So I don't know. I had a lot of tools that I felt like matched up with Dusty really good for him, or bad for him, good for me,
yeah,
so to speak. So I don't know. But I mean, my hand is it's always been my game. I came into the sport with just an iron hand and wrist just from my work. And my high school wrestling coach was real big on hand fighting, hand fighting, hand fighting, hand fighting. And so I've been training my hand and wrist since seventh grade just because my high school wrestling coach was, so big into that. So and then I got into granite work and that just, that cup and it just catapulted everything. So genetics obviously too. I mean, I've always had just stupid forearms.
yeah,
They measure almost the same as my bicep and always have. So I
yeah.
don't know. And then you throw the explosiveness in there and it's a tough thing to handle for a lot of guys, especially at 172, 76 pounds.
Yeah. And I was impressed that you were able to make that cut because I know you used to pull, about 190-ish and walk around
Oh
about
fuck.
that.
I weighed 215 pounds before I made the cut to 76.
Yeah. And it sounded like it
Um,
went pretty easy for you the first time.
yeah, I did a really heavy diet and got down to like, that 190 number. and cut to 190 for the Zach Hayden match, which big props to Kenny Thomas, Country Boy Pullers. He got me that match with Zach Hayden. That was the first time I ever got ranked. I got that super match with Zach Hayden, cut to 190. And then after that, jump back up to like 205, 210. And I really died it down. Took it was about a 2-month cut, and then obviously the last 20 pounds, 18, 16 pounds were just water. But, and even right now I walk around, 190, some days 195, some days 185, just depends on how shitty my diet is. But I'm pretty good at water loading and water cutting. So
that's good. Yeah. And I got to ask, I know with what you just mentioned with work, it's pretty much a workout every day, but do you do any kind of gym workouts or do you focus solely on table training outside of actual work?
Yeah, I haven't had a gym membership. I don't have any gym equipment. I don't even own an arm wrestling table, if we're being honest. So all my training is I did 2 days a week for a while with Don Underwood and with Ryan Johnson and those guys. But now I'm trying to just do about one hard table training day a week, and then blood work stuff, pronation work, hard tennis ball with my hand, stuff like that. But pretty much just all table time, man.
Gotcha.
You got Dalton Duncan saying he's here. What do you think about that one?
Dalton Duncan, he showed up.
Dalton's a dangerous one because he doesn't show up on the rankings right now because he's been a little bit MIA. I don't know, kind of
here's a funny story. Before I ever even arm wrestled before, professionally in any fashion, before I ever went to a practice, I remember seeing Dalton Duncan on a Facebook video beating who was it? It was a big name. What's his face? It was in 2018. He beat really good lefty, wall puller. Can't remember his name, but he peeled him right hand. He was just at East versus West. He lost him at Mask.
Oh, Jerome Loud?
Say again?
Jerome Loud?
No. So
Doug Allen?
He wasn't in the finals.
Oh, he wasn't in the finals? Allen?
Doug Allen, yeah. So Dalton Duncan beat Doug Allen in the tournament and for overalls. And that was it's a funny memory because I remember seeing that before I ever even arm wrestled. So
yeah. That's impressive. How did you find the sport? That's what I'm curious about.
How did I?
Yeah.
So, I arm wrestled obviously as a kid in high school and this and that, and just made a Facebook post saying, hey, I've never been beat like everybody says, Yeah. And the Springfield guys, I was living in Springfield at the time. The Springfield guys, Ozark Mountain Arm Wrestling Club, they hit me up and said, hey, we run practice. And Dalton's house just so happened to be 4 minutes away from where I lived. And so that's who I started with, was those guys down in Springfield, and started there and haven't looked back, man. I'm in love with it.
Yeah. Have you ever had a chance to pull Dalton before?
Dalton Cross?
No, Dalton Duncan.
Dalton Duncan. No, I've never met Dalton Duncan.
Okay. He's impressive. I remember watching him at Strongest Badge when he pulled Billy Croup, and he's impressive. Very long levers.
Yeah, I was about to say very long arms, heavy top roller.
Yeah.
But that's the one lane I don't worry about. I worry more about guys like guys that want to just dive inside. Because I mean, if you peel me backwards and you weigh 176 pounds, I'm thoroughly impressed.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. We got Heath. How much money is it taking? We got a question for you. Best of 5 right-handed.
For Dalton?
Yeah, Heath. I'm gonna probably murder this last name, but Chisty.
Chisty, yeah, Heath Chisty, I think is how you pronounce it.
I hope I didn't screw it up. He's asking how much are we talking to get you on the table?
$1,000.
$1,000.
Head to head. Winner, obviously winner takes it. I don't want $1,000 to show up. I want, $1,000 winner takes it.
What do you think? Anybody? Dalton? Heath? What do you guys think of that? I don't know. I don't think it's too ridiculous.
No.
Right? It's the number 2 spot in the country.
About to say number 2 spot in the country, man. I earned it. Arguably, I can argue with Armfighter about being number one. They want to throw Luke in there, but
That's true. It is
it
very
is what it
arguable.
is.
You know what I mean? The rankings are always arguable. Um, yeah, and I mean Luke, he can make 72 though, man. I mean, I get it. He hasn't or whatnot, but
Neither have I technically, but I
no,
mean,
but I think you
that's
guys are
no
true
problem.
72 guys, man.
Yeah.
He
Yeah.
could make it. You could make it. Well, we're gonna find out, right? So
Oh, I'll make it.
you're
I might
pulling
not
it.
look that great that day, but
Dalton says he's down.
Dalton says he's down. Dalton's strong, man. Like I said, I remember watching videos of Dalton before I ever even really ever touched an arm wrestling table. So he's strong, man. Long levers, good hand.
Yeah, he
Yeah,
was giving Brent some trouble at the last strongest badge when he was out there, and that was post super match and post nasty tournament. I mean, he got through that bracket of killers. It was what do we have? 9 of the top 15, I think, in the country.
yeah, yeah.
Got
That's probably the
72.
deepest. Yeah, it was the deepest
Yeah.
class in my opinion.
Oh
that,
man, it was crazy, and yeah, he topped Dustin in that one, I think.
So my question is, why is he not ranked?
He's
He's
just been
inactive?
gone for a while. He was ranked. I'd have to go back into the archives. He was. That's what I mean. He's probably a top 5, top 8 guy. Let me see if I can go back and.
So
find out
when
where
I
he
got
was.
put at 1, he was ranked 10, I believe,
yeah.
When did you go to 1?
after Illinois State. I
This
beat
year.
Corey Miller, and I think he was 10 at the time.
Yeah, so I think he's just. I don't know if he's just fallen off because we haven't seen him. Maybe.
Yeah, just inactivity.
Yeah.
I guess he's in here. What happened, Dalton? Where you been? All right. So if I go back to January, you were number 1. Yeah, Dalton number 10. You nailed that
Yeah.
one. So yeah, he was there. I don't know if he was ever higher than that or not. That seems about right.
It's just weird that, you had 9 of the top 15 and he was never higher than 10.
I don't know if
He
he
didn't-
was never.
I
Let
don't-
me think. That was what? When was that was strongest badge was
19.
September 21. So let me go back
Okay.
then.
So it was a while ago.
Yeah.
Dalton was
remember
number
when that
9 in October of 21. Was it September or was it? When the hell was it? July. Let me try July. No, he was 9 then too. August. There, he was
I would
number
say-
6 in August.
I would say he's easily a top 10 puller and probably closer to the top 5 level if he's training in the same form what he was in 21.
Right.
To pull a super match like he did with Billy, and I mean, they weren't easy matches. They were back and forth and a lot of setups, slips, straps, a lot of
A
ready
lot
to
of
go.
stamina.
Yeah,
Sounds like.
and he had some good matches in the tournament, and I mean, it was impressive because most guys are gassed out after a super match anyways.
Oh, for sure. Yeah.
So,
Yeah, so in August, he was number 6, but the guys ahead of him at the time were Corey Miller, Alan Fisher, Devin Bear, Corey Johnston, and Adam Wilmot, and none of those guys were really obtainable to are real easy to get at that point.
I didn't
At
know
that
Corey
point-
Johnson was that high ever.
Yeah, at that point he got put ahead. Then when he was 6, then you got Tony Weikley, Billy Krupp, Austin Wade, Dustin Hyatt was number 10, Greg Allen 11, Ezzy Worden, Brian Corner, Paul Vertalka, Quentin Geist, and then Aaron Duncan was down in the mentions. So you're going back to about 2 years almost, right? Because that was August of 21.
Right.
Were you pulling then even? Was that your first
Oh,
year?
no.
No?
No. No. I hadn't
That's
touched
what
an
I
arm
mean, man. He's
table then.
dangerous, and even in that one, he was he beat Billy, I think 3-0 too.
I've never pulled Billy, but I've heard a lot about him. I wish I would have seen him in some of them Brewski's tournaments, but never have.
Yeah, he showed up at I think the one that you were at, Matt, because Matt beat him. Matt took him out for you.
The one that Bob Brown was at.
No,
No,
this was
no, the one
a
after
couple
this.
weeks ago.
This last one
Okay.
wasn't that long ago.
Okay.
He well, I think he weighed in at like 193. I weighed in at like 206. I'm coming
Okay.
down, so he
Well,
weighed in with everything on.
that's
So
from 93, huh?
he walked in and pulled 190 and 210,
Yeah.
and I weighed in with everything on at 206, and I just
Yeah.
pulled 210. So I'll be 190 for strongest badge. But yeah,
Okay.
we had some good. I only pull left-handed, full to transparency. I don't pull right-handed. I can't wipe my ass right-handed. So I can't comment on his right hand, but he's definitely strong left-handed. So
Yeah, so Justin Bird says Dalton hasn't lost a super match in 5 years. I don't know how many he's had in that 5 years. And he did say that Billy has one of the strongest hands he's ever felt. So Billy does have a good hand. I think he likes being 190 though, so I'm not sure how interested he is in coming down to 72. He did show some interest, I think, when that opened up, when it opened up for you, or when your match opened up or whatnot. But
Billy did.
yeah, but
Yeah.
I think he just likes not having to cut. This
I was
it's
about
what
to say, cutting weight sucks, dude.
he's that true 190 guy kind of. Well,
Yeah.
I don't know, man. He's in your boat. He can make it, and it's
Yeah.
probably not that hard. And he has made 172. He just doesn't like to, right?
Oh no, it sucks, dude.
He's a
7 days of
185,
hell.
188 guy. Yeah.
Yeah. No, I could walk in at 185 and not have to. I could weigh in morning of at 85, but getting to that 72 number, that's a whole different game because I'm pretty lean as it is, you know.
yeah,
But water cutting's not fun, that's for sure.
I was never that great at it.
Have
It's
you
a
made
mental game.
72? You haven't made it yet at all, right? You've only made the
I have not made
76.
72. I made 76 a couple times. Yeah, pretty easy. Made it for nationals. I made it for Illinois State. Before then, it was 190. And even, fuck, man, at one point when I first started, I was struggling to make 205 even. But I really, slimmed down my diet, went to one meal a day fasting. And since then, it's pretty easy. So,
That's good. Yeah, that's kind of been my goal too, is to get down to a normal diet weight and
Yeah.
fasting down to one.
oh,
meal
it,
from
it
like
makes such
5
a
to 7.
difference.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. It was
When you let your body, fast and start eating fat and eating, not carbs all the time, it makes a huge difference.
yeah, yeah. I think Dalton pulls down in Alabama with Justin Bishop and all those guys. That's a nasty crew to practice with. That's a lot of
That's
top
it.
guys. Yeah,
Yeah, that's a good group for sure.
yeah.
Justin just got that East versus West match.
He's a bad man. I'd say under 190 pounds, he's probably one of the top guys easily in the nation, in my
Yeah,
opinion, right and left. He's tough.
yeah, no, he's just got that East versus West match. I'm excited to see how that goes. He's tough, man.
Yeah.
So if Dalton's serious about this $1,000, what do you think, man?
I mean, I think if he's serious, I'm serious. You know how it is, Bill. We're looking for somebody now. I mean, we're fishing pretty much. So
Well, I mean, and
cast that
that's
opera.
not, like I said, that's a dangerous one because of the fact that he's not ranked, because he should be ranked. He's
Right.
he's legit, man. Like I said, I don't know. I guess he just I don't know when his last tournament was, but I would assume it's been possibly that one. No, he would have pulled after that, but
My
He's probably
my
been
question
around.
is why injury or what?
just life, man. Just life.
Life.
I think he's had maybe he had a baby come in, or like family stuff or whatever. Like he's
Sure. Yeah, no, I get that for sure.
just was kind of out.
I think
I'm
he
hearing
pulled
though
it.
that he's only like low 170s, so
Yeah.
he'd kind of be walking in at 72.
Sounds like trouble.
I love the confidence, man. And it's only what, 2 years? Not even.
Not even. So my first tournament was Fallen Heroes last year.
Last year, yeah. So I mean, you're just starting to go up. You're ascending rather fast. Do you think you're still at the bottom of that slope? Or you think
I
you're
mean,
like
you
just
you know how arm wrestling is, just like I do, Bill. It takes a while to build them tendons and stuff. Obviously, I came in with good hand and wrist and stuff, but my side pressure, my hook is like that stuff is leveled up, and it's only going to keep leveling up for sure. I
I
mean,
I
even in like the last 6 months, I'm stronger now than I ever was at 200 plus pounds for sure.
I know how it is, but I don't know how it is with like raw talent coming in. You know, I've been pulling for 8 years and I still suck. You know, you came in like the first time I saw you, I was just like, God damn, dude, you didn't even realize who you were beating. And I remember
Right.
pulling you aside, like, you're doing good, man. You're doing real
I,
good.
I flash pinned Stephen Green at that tournament. I know exactly what you're talking about.
Right.
He had that super match with Don Underwood, and I flash pinned Stephen over the top.
Yeah.
Impressive.
Didn't even know what was going on. He's like, who was
Yeah.
it? I don't know. So yeah,
But
it's
no, man, like Ryan Johnson, I couldn't like inside with Ryan Johnson when I first started practicing with him, I could not touch him, like not a chance in hell. And now, Ryan's like, oh, this is gonna suck, but let's do it anyways, because we go to war inside. That's I've been focusing on my weaknesses. My weaknesses are not my hand. It's not going, over the top. It's that banging inside, that side pressure, that the arm wrestling, shit.
Yeah.
So
I think it's impressive that you've only been in the sport this long and you've already made it to the position you're in because you normally do not see that in this sport. Usually it's 4 or 5 years before you even get
sure.
close to cracking the
Yeah.
top 15, and then it's another 5 or 6 to get to the top five, right? So it's pretty impressive.
Yeah, no, obviously genetics, played me a big factor here, and I'm still natural too, which a lot of people would look at me and say bullshit, but I'll piss for anybody anytime. So I just did the IFA Nationals and pissed in that cup happily.
That's good. That's impressive. Yeah.
how do you think you stack up against the 190 guys if you didn't cut weight?
The problem is like at 72, 76, my hand is just too much for those littler guys. You hop into the bigger weights, you get stronger hands, you get bigger hands, you get longer levers, you get this and that and the other. But at 190, I mean, at one point, what was our ranked, Bill? I think 11 or something. And I think there was a couple more guys that could have jumped there, but that 190 class is tough, man. But Simon's ranked what 11 now. I mean, you saw how me and Simon went. You know how that would go. I don't know. I don't think I cracked top five though. Those guys are tough
Yeah.
Gotcha.
That's
So
it.
you like 72 though? Seems like you're home.
for now. Yeah, until I either put on some more size or I don't know. For now, I'm still young, man. I don't. I feel better at this lighter weight, as opposed to walking around at 210 and having a fat gut and that and the other, trying to force feed myself.
So is that keep you hungry? The fact that you're still young, or what is it that keeps you going?
Oh, I'm only 2 years in the sport. That's what keeps me going. Like I'm just in love with it, man. I love arm wrestling. I love competing. I had chances to play, college baseball, college football, college wrestling, this, that, and the other, and I pissed that away because I like smoking pot and drinking and partying, and so I just like competing, man. So I got to have something to compete in, and men's softball wasn't going to be it. So
All right. So what about this event in itself? Have you seen any of these other matches that are on the card with
oh
you if we
oh
get you
yeah,
on
dude.
here?
No, it's stacked, man. Like the talent you have for super match. What is there already? 9 or 10?
Well, that's what was scheduled. I'll have to see what's going on here with the. Well, we're
I
gonna
mean,
get
they're
one
all
for you, right?
legit. You got some legit guys lined up for sure.
So, I'm gonna ask you about these and see get your thoughts on them and see. You tell me what you think's going on. Do you know who Lincoln Munger is?
I do not. He's pulling Tim Lewis, isn't he?
He is. He's
Yeah,
he's
I don't know who he is.
Austin Jagger's manager.
Austin Jaggers manager. So I've heard his left's good. I mean, that's mostly him talking. So I don't exactly know, but I mean, I'm not gonna discount anything. I know Tim's good. I beat Tim in a super match in St. Louis probably about a year ago. Left hand, and I know Tim's right's just coming back from surgery, but he had that match with Ethan Mercer.
Mm-hmm.
He looked pretty good in it. Ethan's long. Ethan's really strong. Ethan's another kid with a really bright future, especially left-handed. But I can't discount Tim, but I hear Lincoln's real strong inside, and if he wants to go inside with Tim, he better be real strong because Tim is really sticky inside, man, left-handed, really, really sticky.
Yeah. I think it's gonna be a long day for him if he's wanting to go inside with Tim and think he's gonna grind it out because you're gonna have to
Yeah,
have
no,
not only strength
a
but
real long day for
you're
sure.
gonna
I agree.
he's gonna need endurance like
Yeah,
no other. So
yeah. No, Tim will sit in there all day with you.
yeah.
He seems like a taller guy, so maybe he's just acting like he's gonna go inside with him. I'm not sure.
Yeah, I mean, if you're long, use your levers and use them what they're good for, not pulling inside. But I mean, if he feels confident there, that's where he's going to go, and he'll figure out round 1 or 2 if he wants to keep going there.
I'm sure you know Oscar Anderson though.
Oh yeah, him and Joel, right?
Yep.
Yep.
What do you think
So
of that
Oscar,
one left-handed?
I love Joel. Joel's an awesome kid, and Joel's really strong. But I mean, if Oscar can stop that match at all, and Oscar's long for that weight. Oscar's really long levers and endurance for days. Obviously, stamina king. I haven't seen Oscar pull in a while. Is the only thing.
Yeah, he
When's the
was.
last time Oscar pulled?
Well, I don't know if he didn't show up to the last tournament. He has been training. So once he's scheduled his mats, obviously he has been training.
Oh yeah, he's gonna start hitting it.
But it's same thing for him. He's just family stuff, life. He's just kind of stepped away a little bit.
Sure.
But yeah, he's hitting it pretty hard. He's been showing up once or twice a week pretty consistently for the last month or two. So
Then I'm not betting against Oscar. That's for sure. I can't bet against Oscar, man. He's strong, and if he hits his spot, man, he is sticky, and he'll sit there all day and just tire your ass out. So
he's
I
definitely going to
like
bring some
I
excitement.
like that match. I like that match a lot
Yeah,
because
that
Joel's
definitely should
really
get the-
strong and explosive, but Oscar is endurance and sticky. So it's a good matchup.
I could see it getting the crowd into it. So
Oh yeah. No, the
Some
second
loads
it
and
stops,
things up.
you know how Oscar's going to be yelling at him.
yeah, and if it goes the other way, it's probably coming back at him too. So
Oh yeah. Maybe Joel will bust out his muck boots. Who knows?
you got Sam Taylor and Caleb Velasco. Caleb coming all the way from California.
Yeah, Sam 3-0.
No problem. Huh?
Sam is insane. I remember because he trains with the Springfield guys I used to train with. He trains down there with the Ozark Mountain, and I remember I was a little gassed, and I'd only been in it for a little bit, but he was just peeling me straight over the top. Oh, one after the other. And I was like, who is this kid with his glasses on at 165 pounds? Like, holy shit. This is the wrong sport, or this is dude, Sam is insane. He's really table IQ high. He's really, really strong hand and wrist, just hand of iron. So Caleb's explosive. Caleb's, fun to watch, but I don't think his low hand trying to pronate over is going to even touch Sam. Sam's going to low hand him and blast him to the side. That's my opinion.
I'm gonna find out. He's definitely the favorite. Sam's ranked number 8 right now in the country. Caleb knows that he's got a tough task ahead of him, so he's just up for the challenge. And
no, it's awesome that
he's a
Caleb's
gamer.
coming down, man. Be a good opportunity for him.
what about Cole Casper and Cody Vanderweerd?
So I know Cody very, very well. I pulled Cole at Illinois State, and I just pulled Cody not that long ago here in Kansas City at a tournament. It's hard for me to say 3-0 Cole, but I think 3-1 Cole would be my guess. Maybe Cody gets into a sticky spot, but they both like to set in that deep hook, and Cole's is sticky, man, and he has those short little arms, and he likes to post his leg up on the table and use his short arms to his advantage. He's tough, man. He gave me my hardest match right-handed in Illinois State. So I take Cole probably 3-1, but I'd like to see Cody pull it out. Cody, when he's training hard, man, Cody's a bad dude. So.
And he's known about this for a while, so he'll be prepared, and he'll definitely come in. Psycho's rolling in deep, so he's got his whole team behind him. So
yeah, hell yeah, no, I hope Cody pulls it out, but it's hard for me to bet against Cole if I was placing money on it.
Scott Wynn, Billy Cripp.
So I don't know much about either. I know Billy's obviously strong. I have not heard much about Scott Wynn, so it's hard for me to say anything about that match. In fact, I don't think I've ever heard of Scott Wynn. So you can tell how green I am.
He's been
I know
around
he's an
for a while.
OG.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he's probably been around since early teens. So he's been
Yeah.
around for quite some time.
Yeah.
Pretty
What do you guys
versatile.
think about it? I'd like to hear.
I think Billy's going to take it. I think Scott might get, I think, a win early, but Billy adjusts and then goes to the straps and top rolls them.
Yeah.
I could be completely wrong on that. I think Scott is pretty versatile as well, but I just think there's a difference in strength
Sure.
in the match, and I think that's going to prevail.
What's that weight?
190.
They're 90.
Yeah, and I think they're both about the same. I mean, they just kind of walk in. Scott doesn't have to cut weight to get to 90. He's probably like an 85 guy. Billy the same.
I saw the post and I looked at his Facebook and stuff, but I've never seen anything on Scott. So
He's got a really good hand. He's one of those guys that doesn't that thinks the strap's a handicap. You know, he'd rather hold on the whole time. Doesn't want to
hey,
slip out.
so would I, but I'm getting better and better in the strap thanks to Steven Logston. So
So he's happy that Billy isn't really like that. Billy's not one to run either. I mean,
sure.
he's got a strong hand and will grip down and hang. So
Yeah.
it should be interesting.
Oh yeah.
Bo Olson and Mirzad Kabrich. He's one of my guys from Gateway. Do you know Mirzad, right?
Oh, I know Mirzad. Yeah. No, I like Mirzad a lot. He's a very, very nice guy. Very, very nice guy. I love him to death. But 3-0 Bo.
Bo Olson.
Yeah. Yeah.
Bo strong, man.
Yeah, Bo is like I've been on the table with Bo and I've been on the table with Mirzad only after pulling with Mirzad, so that it's hard to tell that, but and I've been fresh versus fresh with Bo, and I've also been an hour and a half deep at practice with Bo, and Bo is insane, man. I cannot touch Bo's hand and wrist. I cannot touch Bo inside. I cannot touch Bo outside. There's no lane for me against Bo. And with Mirzad, I felt like I had a couple lanes with him. So it's really hard for me to say that Mirzad wins a match. But I hope he does. I like Mirzad a lot. He's a very, very nice kid. Very, very, young, very into the sport. But Bo is, I think, just too much.
What about Kevin Palco and Jake Houston at 165 pounds?
That's a good one. I think Kevin's going to roll in a lot stronger at 65 than he does at 54. That's a tough one for me. I would like to say Jake Houston 3-2, but I think I take Kevin 3-2. I like Jake Houston a lot. He's obviously been through a lot in his life. He's coming back, getting healthy again, getting strong again, kicked the shit out of that stuff he had going on. So I'd like to say him 3-2, but I think I'd take Kevin 3-2 in a fucking war, on an all-out war, maybe match of the night war.
Match of the night. Match
I
of
can
the
see that.
night. What about Austin Tevis and Dalton Duncan?
You're gonna make me give a prediction there, huh?
Yep.
Or
3-0
maybe
Austin
Austin Tevis and Heath Chisty.
Maybe Austin Tevis and Luke Kent. Maybe Austin Tevis and who the fuck knows else who comes out.
Yeah, who is there?
My prediction is going to
Alan
be 3
Fisher?
Austin Tevis, whoever shows up at 72.
Anybody. $1,000 talks though, huh?
Oh yeah.
Highest bidder, maybe.
Anybody who's ranked below me is going to pay to get that match.
I mean, it's worth the payment, I would think, right? I mean, that's a big
Risk reward, and I'm throwing up all the risk as far as my rank.
Well, I appreciate you being a gamer for
Not if
sure.
you ask in the hook, but
Who's
if you
that?
ask in the hook, I'm ranked like fucking 24th or something.
Well, you just got to beat somebody, right, on that one?
Yeah, I beat David at nationals, and that didn't matter. So
Doesn't matter. Okay.
no, I guess not. Not if you ask Chance Shaw. It is what it is, man.
Dalton
no,
says, "Give me that hand, boy."
I beat David at at nationals. I mean, you watched it pretty handily.
Yeah, that was
Yeah, man, you look pretty damn good. So
yeah. I was
What
it was
what
good
did I weigh
matches.
that morning though? Say again, Matt.
I said your matches were very I think you had a good day.
Yeah.
It looked like you had quite a bit left in the gas tank on the practice table afterwards too, just based
Oh yeah. I mean, you with 2 days, dude, I walked in heavier than before I started my weight cut.
yeah.
2 days of recovery. I think I walked in at like 193 that morning or something. So 2 days is just you can't. That's not even fair. Why is there even weigh-ins?
Yeah.
In my opinion, why is there even weigh-ins at that point?
Yeah. That's the same thing they used to do with the WAL. They'd have
Yeah,
2 days before and guys
yeah.
would
I
make the
mean,
cut and
yeah, you can throw 30 pounds on pretty quick, especially if you're doing a really good clean water cut. Like I said, I walked in heavier at nationals than before I started my weight cut. So just because I was forcing it all down.
yeah.
And
Is
I
there,
felt really strong.
is there anybody that you have your eyes, and I don't want you don't have to call anybody out, but I'm just curious, is there anybody in the 190 class that you're interested in pulling, like at some point?
All those top five guys, man, they scare the shit out of me. Those top five guys are at the 190 class are because those guys are cutting from 225, 220. Those guys are big and those guys are strong. I mean, who are they? There's Artem,
Mm.
Craig. Who else is in that top five? I mean,
Talbot,
those guys are.
David Egan, you pulled him at the and the after pulls.
Oh yeah, no, that guy is insane. That guy might be the strongest right arm I've ever felt sub 200, and I'm not exaggerating when I say that. And I haven't pulled a bunch of guys. I haven't traveled a bunch, but that guy is, dude, he's stupid strong. And if Artem could beat him, and if those guys can beat him, then that just puts me into a whole different perspective because there was no lane I had against him. He would let me hit. He would let me do whatever I wanted, and he would just look at me and turn me in and just straight side. Like that guy is those European guys are just on a whole new level, man. That guy is insane.
Yeah, and Artem's a big dude. I mean, he might only be walking normally around 192 as well, but he's not making no 172.
He Artem does
And
not
he'll
walk.
blow up. I mean, he'll get to like the 200 range, but he's really normally about a 195 guy. Like he's not walking much bigger than that. He's big, and
Okay.
he'll pull those bigger guys. But he could definitely, but at the same time, like he's not pulling a 72 class
No.
No.
where you're cutting there, right? So
So Artem really only walks around. He walks around sub 200.
So I watched a
yeah,
video of his on his YouTube channel not too long ago that was posted recently, and I think he said that day he was about 200, 203 with everything on. So
and
he's
that
right
would be
up.
heavy for him if he was like jacked up on pizza,
How
probably.
tall? How tall is he?
I don't,
He's probably like 6 foot or something, 5'11", 6 foot, six,
Pretty
something like that.
average length
Yeah.
arms and stuff.
I mean, he's strong
He's
as
strong,
shit.
man.
So
Oh yeah, his post is really really strong. He's leveled way up. I like watching him pull. It's fun to watch.
you got Vrez right under that too. So
I've heard Perez's hand and wrist is just insane. Yeah, I don't want to touch none of those guys, man. I'll stick to 76s, 72s.
I don't think anybody under 200 pounds. I would say 210 is probably beating Vrez left-handed. Like that
Yeah,
guy's on a different planet than everybody else.
insane, huh?
Yeah, he's just you just watch like him show up to a tournament and pull three classes, all the way up to 242 and just handle everybody. It's
Read
just
everybody.
it's crazy. Yeah, he's that guy's a different planet. Yeah,
Is his right just as good or just the left?
his
it's
ride is still
good,
real
not as
good.
good.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah,
Vrez is one of the main reasons why we don't rank people in multiple classes.
Because he'd fucking be one in three classes.
Dude, it
yeah.
wrecks the whole thing. Yeah, he used to pull all of them. Like at every tournament, he would pull all of them and then damn near win all of them. Maybe he's getting in a fight with the last super heavyweight at the end of the
Right.
tournament. It was crazy. He's nuts.
Yeah.
But I mean, there's killers all the way through all of these lists for real. So,
Yeah.
And there's probably guys that are out there that could be on this list that we don't even know about yet.
Oh yeah, like David. I've never heard of David. He just got his citizenship and stuff. That guy shows up and he whacks Steven, which Steven just had his match at Monster Factory with John, and stuff. But Steven could not touch him. I after pulled with him. There was not a chance. I mean, not a chance in hell. If you'd put $1 million on the table, there's not a fucking chance. So that dude he's strong. I think he gives trouble to a lot of those 190 guys if he can make 190.
Yeah, I think he's less than that. I think I'm pretty sure he could pull less than that.
He pulled the 98 class
185 type shit. He's like a European elite guy, man. Like that. He's not like a brand new guy or anything. He's just new over here.
Right. Yeah. He just got his citizenship over here. So.
Yeah, he's over here saying he's going to be on it. He was on this list. He has popped up on these rankings before. So.
Okay. I don't see him being anywhere under top 3 at 190. And if he is, then those guys are a lot stronger than
David?
I realize.
Yeah,
David.
He's number 4. He's right behind Artem right now.
Right behind Artem. And then you have Craig and who?
Paul Talbot.
Talbot's
ridiculous, man.
Yeah, that's
especially
what I've heard.
Weight. And that guy, he used to make 165 too. Hell, he says he still would for the right money. And that's pretty nuts because he's beaten. I mean, he'd be competitive at 210 for sure, and he could probably put damage into that 230 class.
Yeah. So you asked me earlier, Bill, why is the hunger still there? That's why, because there's guys like that.
Yeah, that just pop up.
I want to be that guy in 5 years.
Yeah, and definitely like the eastern side. I mean, there's a different level over there. So.
Oh yeah.
I don't know. I'm more of an American type dude. Like, I can't travel that far anyway. I drive everywhere.
I'm poor blue collar man.
All right. Well, are you just sitting tight and training for Strongest Bads then and waiting? Nothing in between? Nothing going on?
No, nothing in between, nothing going on. I was training hard for Dusty, training for that style matchup, but I mean, obviously that fell through, He was a heavy hook puller. I was training and just purely not getting turned here. So, gonna figure out what match we figure out and figure out what I need to start training for. So.
Yeah, that sucks, man. I really apologize. You had to go through all that.
Hey, it's not your fault at all, Bill, man. You don't have to apologize.
It happens. Things happen. It sucks. It's better, I guess, 7 weeks out than maybe like 1 or 2. So
you can't really find a match 1 or 2 weeks out, right?
Right. And you would think somebody would want the challenge and would want to step up and take that. So hopefully we'll be able to work something out soon, make a new announcement, get you something set up, and still get you on this card and get a spotlight on you so more people can maybe realize who Austin Tevis is and understand why he's number 2 in the U.S. Right?
Yes, sir, Bill. And if we can't figure out a ride, or even if we can, like I said, my left I'll pull left hand too. You know that, so.
Well, let's see who wants to step up, and then we'll throw them at you, and then you just let me know what you want to do, and we'll make sure you got a stage to do it at, man.
Hell yeah, man. Bill, I appreciate you more than you know, buddy.
You as well, my man. Matt, you got anything else for him?
No, I'm excited to see what happens here in the next couple weeks. I know he's probably training hard. It should be whoever he's matched up against. I think it's going to be good regardless. So I'm excited to see how it pans out.
I'm excited to meet you too, Matt. I don't think I've ever met you, man. I'm excited too. So.
Yep, I'm just kind of getting back in the sport. I was in it for a while, and then as Bill's mentioned, I got married, had 2 kids, changed careers, and all the life stuff happened. So now
that'll do it, right?
Yeah.
He's back. He's looking strong. All you guys are looking strong. So I hope nobody's sleeping on you, man, because they're gonna find out.
I hope they are.
We'll see what we could do. Appreciate you on, man, Bill. And we'll talk to you soon.
Hell yeah, man. I appreciate you, Bill. Thank you, Matt.